Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Friday the 14th of June 2024. So bonds and big tech were bid during yesterday. Everything else was dumped despite the bad data. Hold your nose and buy the big tech because the broader market is getting worse. US stocks finished mixed as soft data took centre stage. And finally, stocks were two-way action after cool PPI as dollar edges higher to the detriment of peers, and meaning obviously the metals, anything that's inversely related to the dollar. Economic news for today: US 3 p.m. prelim UOM consumer sentiment and UOM inflation expectations, and Lagarde, which we haven't seen for a while, is also being wheeled out, and she is speaking at 6:30 p.m. Right, let's move on, have a look at the market, see what they did yesterday in this mixed session, and we'll kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow yesterday, we can see there was a bit of buying coming into the market. We've got the volume there. The market's heading into oversold territory as well. A bit of support coming in for the Dow at the moment, and also finding support at yesterday's low. However, if we look at the bigger picture, the market is currently trading below the averages there, but not the 200. So the market's still in a bull market, but medium term we've got a bit of a pullback there with the averages, the three averages, the 5, the 20 and the 50 EMA, just pointing to the downside there with prices below this. In the 30-minute charts, well, we moved down in the electronic session with the European market. We then moved up to begin with in the New York electronic, and then when the Dow kicked in, we saw the sell-off. Market stayed sideways for quite some time, and then moving higher with Yellen speaking. Overnight, the market is now sitting on the close, needs to stay above this level. Also needs to take out the 200 MA, which is sitting at yesterday's high as well. So you could find some resistance up towards this area. And smaller term averages, you've got the 5 and the 20 in the markets just above these at the moment. In the German DAX, well, different picture. Yesterday, the market taking out not only Wednesday's low, but also Tuesday's low, and a lot of volume there as well, but heading into oversold territory once more. Again, if we look at the averages, the 20 is above the 5 is below the 20, so weakness coming there now. The two have swapped, and just through the 50 as well. So watch the 5 bar, see if it can hold above the 50 there. And also, let's see if the market can actually get back above the 50 EMA today. In the 30-minute chart, you can see what happened there. The market moving sharply to the downside, recovered a bit before lunch, but as soon as the US opened, the market then continued, taking out yesterday's low, and like I say, Wednesday's as well. Overnight prices above yesterday's low and above the close at the moment, and trying to move back up. So we've got the 50 and the 200 MA above, which is obviously some sort of weakness there. But the 5 is back above the 20. So as far as the micro situation in this market overnight, there is a bit of support there at the moment. It is overbought in the 30-minute chart, so you could get a retest of the close before prices move back to the upside if they wish to do so. In the S&P 500, well, according to the headlines, the S&P made a new all-time high yesterday. We were 1 point below this on the Trade Nation platform, but like I say, the CME is the official number, and that's what they're saying, but not here. Again, out of all of the markets, you can see that price is moving higher once more for the S&P, despite moving down and then moving up in the pre-market futures, selling off, but coming back with whatever Yellen said yesterday. Again, everything looking quite firm and positive in the S&P at the moment. All of the averages in the right order. The 200 MA is going to be down here somewhere, and then you can see it's down towards the S2. So very strong for the S&P out of all of the markets at the moment. In the FT 100, prices are sideways, which you can see there. Just so any option sellers, this is good news, because obviously time value decay is working in your favor when the market is sideways. Need to close back above the 50 EMA and the 5 there and the 20, but that's no big deal anyway, because the market's still stuck in a range there. In the 30-minute charts, you can see prices up, down, same pattern as all of the others, and then Yellen speaking, and then up overnight. I don't know why, but it's just showing a bit more strength there above the DP out of all of the other ones, apart from the S&P 500, which, if I recall, let's just go back to the 30-minute chart, is also above the DP at the moment. So US dollar, as was spoken of in the headlines, is moving higher, as it also stated there, much to the annoyance of any other instruments. So in the dollar, as it said in the headlines, is moving higher, much to the irritation of its peers, i.e. the metals. So let's have a look at those. But just before we leave, if the market can get above the high of this bar, and that high is 105.33. So that's a sort of a resistance area if this market can get through this. So obviously it's putting downside pressure on the metals at the moment. So let's just have a look at those. And starting off with silver, daily charts, we've broken the 50 EMA now, so it's down. We go to around 2750 would be my guess for this. We've got to take out the 62 at 2850. The fundamentals support this metal to go much higher, but you can see at the moment the banks have got control of this, and it's easy to do that when the US dollar's moving higher as well, even though it's devalued and lost 97% of its value since 1971 is irrelevant. So again, the silver market being pressured. For me, I'm going to put some orders in down at this sort of 27.43. I think I've got to take advantage of these pullbacks, because they'll come back. It's just that silver can pull back significantly because it's engineered to do so and taking advantage to do so. So 27.50 is where this is likely to go, and also we could come back as much as 26.71 because that's an 89% retracement for this market. 30-minute chart, you can see already we're starting to move lower. Yesterday we stayed up, but then as soon as we get to the London fix, bingo, down we come. Market's found a bit of support overnight, but for me, looking back at the daily chart, we're heading much lower for this market, despite, like I say, the fundamentals supporting it. The only way you could get around this is to mothball all of the mines and create a physical shortage, which there is to a degree at the moment. But it's not stopping the banks from still crushing the price. Gold, on the other hand, is doing quite well and holding up quite nicely, which you can see in the daily chart there. And you can see how it got battered with the London fix, but it was up before that, so that helped support the market. Also above the close there as well. So let's have a look at the gold-silver ratio. And in this, we can see this moving up, as I mentioned before. Going through 80 won't be any problem. We could always go back to this sort of level as well, back up to 87 for the gold-silver ratio as well. Right, so have a quick look at yesterday's trades and then see what's happening overnight. So yesterday the markets in the pre-market session, in the grey there, the light grey background, were trading to the upside, and then we see prices moving down. Not a lot happening to begin with. The market sideways, digesting what Powell had said the night before, trading down to the DP. We had a potential buy signal there, which unfortunately there was no follow through. We then had a sell signal, which not the best of places, the DP, because usually the market would find support, but this actually did break through there, and then prices continued to move lower, and I just trailed the stop down until prices came back. Got out too soon because, as you'll see in a second, prices then continued to move lower. So got out a bit too soon on that one. Then we went into the mid-morning with, again, prices continuing to move to the downside, bouncing off the low, which is always a good indication there's a bit of a strength there. If they break them for the second time, though, then you generally see prices moving to the downside. Very quiet there, waiting for the news. As you can see, prices are very much sideways, in a range there around 1240 as the US futures come on board. Then we get the news at 1:30. Prices then again sideways to lower, and then continue to go back and retest the low, and then go through the low. As I say, a second time as the market gets through this area, you tend to see this, and then down to the S2 for the afternoon session. completes there. And then into the earlier part of the evening, prices just becoming sideways, and then Yellen speaking, a bit more activity as prices then start to make their way back a bit there. So overnight prices currently sideways. It's very early this morning. It's just coming up to 6 a.m. and you can see there that we're just above the close. We're also above the 200 MA in the 2-minute chart. Prices sideways. DP is the first upside target. Any movement to the downside is going to need support from the 200 MA and the close, and more so from the low as well, because as we saw before, the prices yesterday taking out Thursdays and Wednesday's low there. So yeah, let's see what happens there as we head into the weekend. So as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.